So you get ready to go out, you put on your nice clothes, you want to go out, shake a leg, have a good time. And now, in this day and age, going out is like literally risking your life. And that's crazy. So I was on social media and saw some videos from Originals Festival and stuff like that, where basically people were rushing the gates to get in and it was causing a stampede, and you had various witnesses and people there basically saying that, yeah, they were in a stampede, they thought they were going to die, like people were stepping and trampling on them, people were basically busting through the gates to get in. And yeah, it's just crazy where we've got to in life, that people that don't have a ticket for a festival, for an event, will rock up to the event in numbers, not have a ticket, and then all collectively decide to rush in without tickets to said event and do a madness, like rush the doors, and then all of a sudden it's like literally you're potentially killing people, people are potentially getting killed. And it's all because you want to shake a leg, it's all because you want to have fun. Nothing wrong with having fun. But I think this is where the problem now is, we're all trying to have fun with FOMO. So, you know, it's not the first time we've seen it. We see it at various events, different genres, all the time. We see it with, I think with Wireless a couple of years ago, where people, you know, rocked up, rushed the gates, you know, a stampede happened. We saw it with the Ashake concert as well, that happened. Astroworld, Travis Scott, we saw that happened, where I think like 10 people died. You know, the South Korea Halloween party, Crush, and that one, I think like almost 150 people died in that one. And it just seems to be a thing that when you have a lot of people, a lot of human traffic, a lot of people in one place, a stampede or wave, like, you know, people being a wave of people can cause an issue where you can potentially go out, leave your house, wanting to have a good time, maybe mingle, see, you know, meet people, see the babes, see the man them, whatever that you see looking nice, get a number and, you know, whatever, listen to good music. And then you're seeing situations where people potentially do these things and go out, leave their house for these things, and then they don't come back home. And I think the question I always ask myself is, why are people going to events without a ticket? So for me, I'll be honest, I think a big part of it is fear of missing out, FOMO. So I don't know, social media now, you can see an event happening, it looks good, you see everyone looks good in the picture, it's luxury, or, you know, it just is vibes. The vibes are good, and you might see, you know, attractive, you know, women, attractive man them in the promotional videos. We all know for these events, they put, if it's a certain type of event where it's like common vibe, they might have like a summertime theme. It might be nice, good weather. You might see like attractive people in the thing, and it starts having a hype on social media. It starts having a buzz on social media. And of course, people want to go, but then you have fear of missing out. So you have certain types of people that didn't really plan on going to an event. They don't really like the event, but they want to go to mark attendance, to say that I was there. This thing happened, it was live, I was there. That's the FOMO that's happening. But the sad part about it is, you do the FOMO, and some people that do the FOMO don't have a ticket. So they might literally decide the day of the event to rock up to this thing, thinking you can just buy tickets at the door, and it's like tickets are sold out and everything like that. And you kind of ask yourself, like, why? Other raves, other parties, other festivals, whatever you want to call it, other events will come and go. Events are not new. Like there's always an event. There's never like an event like, oh my gosh, you had to be there. Even if it is, what are you going to see that I haven't seen before? You're going out, you're shaking a leg, music's playing, okay, good stuff. You're waved. Yeah, like, it will come again. So if you don't have a ticket, stay at home. Stay at home. Don't rock up. Please. Like, it's crazy to me. Then I also think as well, you know, you have, you know, people, yeah, that didn't grow up when people were outside. You have people that, because they didn't grow up outside, or maybe they're younger or whatever, or they didn't go out as much, they're just trying to jump on every event, not realizing that, look, you've been to one or two events, it's the same thing. And end of the day, you are going to make the night. So if I see an event today and I don't have a ticket to go and it's happening today, I don't go. If I want to go to another one, guess what? It doesn't matter, because if I'm on vibes, if I'm on having fun, if I'm on having a good time, it doesn't matter where I'm going. I'm gonna have a good time because it comes from within. Like, I don't understand. So people need to actually realize why are you going out? Why are you leaving your house? If you're going out because of FOMO of missing out, and you're deciding the day of, you've missed it. Just sit at home and do it another thing next time. There's no point going out trying to go to an event. You don't have a ticket, going the day of. And even on top of that, you're coming late. Then on top of that, you're trying to rush doors. It's like, what's the point? Even if you rush in now, by the time you rush in, the event's going to be closed off. They're going to close off the event because now people have rushed the doors. You've not been checked, whatever. So I think that's weird. It doesn't make sense to me. And I think with these events, when you're seeing people kind of starting stampedes, people rushing, causing, a madness, it speaks to, like, I think the gamification of life and death, and how people don't think anymore, and how people have an ego. So what I mean by that is, nowadays, like, on social media, we've all seen kind of horrific things that have happened, whether it'll be a stampede or events, where people lose their lives due to, like, unforeseen tragedies and stuff like that. And I think that, especially when it's like where people are causing a stampede, where people are, moving around, trying to rush gates and stuff like that, or break down the fence to get in. People aren't thinking. People don't think. People aren't realizing that because of social media, everything's on your phone. You're not really thinking of, this can, with a huge crowd of people, is dangerous. Like, things can happen. A stampede is crazy. If you've ever been in a stampede or seen a stampede, it's crazy. Like, I remember those days in uni raves or whatever, where you would leave and you might try and get out and it's like rammed. And then you might get once in a blue moon or something where maybe a fight breaks out or something happens where now there's a bit of urgency and the crowd will just move you, and you have to be like, it's either you're fortunate that you might be big enough to fight it and move to the side or know how to navigate yourself. But you used to see it all the time where people will drop and then you might have to hold someone, or you might see, like, someone that's, just a smaller person. You'd be like, yo, you cool, like, pick them up. And even then you kind of knew that, yo, like, when you see the amount of people, if you drop here, like, you're going to get stepped on. Like, and I think people are just not understanding, like, that you want to rush a door, you want to rush an event, and you don't realize that you could potentially, you think it will never happen to you, like, I'm just going to rush this, so it's going to be fine. That ego, you never know, you can get caught up in a stampede, and before you know it, like, if you could drop, and, really bad things can happen. So I think there is this gamification of life and death where everything is for the social media moment. I want to get in here to get my footage, to get my 2-minute boomerang or 20-second boomerang or whatever, to show that I was there, that I was living the high life, that I am part of the people, the exclusive club of people that were at this event. And people need to realize it's not that. Like, yeah, go to events, have fun, but it's not that. Like, it doesn't make sense, because end of the day, if I've literally seen it where I'll go to an event, I'm having a good time. You look in the corner, you look on the wall, you'll see certain people just sitting on the wall, just got their Snapchat light on, or just sitting there like this. Nothing's going on. They're just not dancing, not interacting. The music, do they like it? I don't know. Do they even like the event, the theme of the event? I don't know. They're just there. Don't look like they're having fun. Then all of a sudden, someone will bring out a phone. All of a sudden, yeah, the smiles come out. Look lit for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Put the phone back down. Back on the corner. Whole night, didn't move. Got 1 or 2 drinks. It didn't look enjoyable. But if you saw it on socials, it looks vibey. It looks live. It looks like they had a whale of a time. But they didn't. And it's this thing as well, reduced value of things as well. So people not really living in the moment, everyone living their life through their phone. Like, you see events now, concerts now, where you'll have like someone giving a performance and you just see a sea of phones. Now, of course, everyone wants to get the footage to say I was there. Makes sense. But you might see that the whole night. And that's even another part of the thing where now, because everyone wants to get in and get that little 2-minute footage or whatever it is, they're willing to do anything for it. They're willing to do anything for the validation. They're willing to do anything for the phone. So if you don't have a ticket, don't worry. Rush the door. That's what they're trying to do. And it's crazy to me because what? You go to an event and okay, does money come in your account? No. Oh yeah, I saw you went to that event. Cool. Yeah, that looked good. But you didn't enjoy it. Or you didn't have a ticket. So just stay at home. And this is the thing, it's like the reduced value, because it's weird, because if you really valued going out to an event, going out to a festival, wherever it is, you would try to get a ticket to go. You would just pay the money in advance and go. But the reality is you're not, because that event that you're trying to go to, you're not really part of the crowd that follows, that knows when the ticket drops. You're just going because hype has happened. You're hearing about the hype last minute. And some people are just rocking up and doing a craziness. It doesn't make no sense. So for me, I think that's some of the reasons why people, try to do that. And yeah, to me, it just doesn't make sense. And I'll be honest, it's also this turning up fashionably late thing as well. So I don't know where it started. I don't know what's going on, but I think sometimes people do this fashionably late thing where you rock up to somewhere fashionably late. The ticket that you're buying will say 9 o'clock. Last entry 9 o'clock. You will turn up 9:45 and still expect to get in. You don't get in because you've not got there on time. You tried to style it out. You didn't plan yourself properly. Now you and maybe 12 of your friends are outside not getting in. Instead of to charge it and say, to be honest, we didn't get here on time. Some people now say, I've paid, I have to get in. It's looking good in there. It's looking jumpy in there. I have to get in. And you get people doing crazy. You get some people doing crazy stuff, trying to get in and rush the door. And it's weird because all of these things can be just avoided by, if you do have a ticket, just turn up on time. It's cool to you actually have a good night if you get there on time. If you actually get there on time or even early. Like people have this thing like they don't want to be the first couple of people in there. No, I've done it. I've gone to events where I've been some of the early bird where I've got in. You know why it's the best? I have time. I know I'm in. Once I'm in, I know I'm in. Cool. You get to scout out the place as well. Find where you're gonna situate yourself. Sit on a table. Get a few drinks. Take your time. Ease into the night. Whatever. If you're single, and if you're someone that's single, ready to mingle, you're going out. You want to talk to girls or whatever, or you want to talk to, man as well or whatever. You have time. Like if you see someone early on, you're like, oh, yo, what's good? Like you could build, like you might start little wink, a little whatever. Maybe later on down the night, you're getting a number or whatever. So it's always cool. I think it's best. When you do that, you always have a good night because you're not having any problems. Like now you've done what you're supposed to do. You're inside, you're having a good time. But people want to do this fashionably late thing and think it's cool to turn up when it's jumping. And COVID's changed a lot of that because now we're having more day parties now. It's not the whole staying out till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Now, because of COVID, people just realize, you can go out somewhere, 5, have a good 5 hours. The thing finish at 10, 11, 11:30, even if that. You can still drive home, get the last train, all of that. Be home in your bed, tucked in at 12:30, and you can still be okay tomorrow, the following day. Like, there's things to do. So I think, that not planning, or this thing where people think they have to be fashionably late, I think that's another thing as well. And then also that, it also leads to the entitlement. I don't know where this entitlement came from, but a lot of people just doing the entitlement thing where they feel because they've paid money that all of a sudden they are entitled to go into an event. You start to have maybe like parasocial relationships with events where you now feel that this event is owed to you. The ticket is owed to you, even though maybe you didn't buy one or you turned up late. The ticket said a certain time, you turned up late. I don't know. And I think that entitlement as well. So even where you're having tickets or you're not having tickets, just, planning forward planning. People aren't doing it. I think one of the biggest issues is the supply. So there isn't as much supply of events. There's more high demand. You got all the big festivals going on, Afro Nation, Glastonbury, whatever it is, Wireless, all of these things. But one thing I've also noticed is that, and I think it's a factor people don't talk about, is the botting, like bots and tickets and availability of tickets. I will say that is one thing I noticed as well. I remember years ago, I went to Wireless, had a really good time. I can't even remember when I went. I think when it was Kendrick was there. I don't know what year that was. That was ages ago. But went to Wireless. It was very simple, straightforward. I think tickets were like something like £50, not too much. You buy your ticket. It was very easy to get tickets. It wasn't an issue. Then I remember the following year, I could see a shift where now there was higher demand. It's like, I think they really went in on their social media campaign, and it was like, it got mad. And I remember the ticket prices went up to the point where I was like, oh, okay, they're way more expensive. And then I remember when botting on many things started to happen. So this is where people were now starting to tickets will come out and sell out the same day. And you're like, I've not even had a chance to even get the ticket. Whereas before, you could literally 2, 3, 4 days, you could still get a ticket. Whereas now it was literally that same day is sold out. And it was like, I don't know if, there was deals going on behind the scenes as well, but people botting as well. And, botting is basically where people kind of have set up programs that will buy, the second tickets come out, they buy lots of tickets in record time, in time that a human wouldn't be able to compete with. So this is where you start to get the things where I started to see it, where tickets will come out, sell out straight away. You'd be like, how has this ticket, you might be sitting on the screen waiting for tickets to drop, and you're in a queue. It will go to like 2 o'clock. Let's say tickets come at 2 o'clock. You're on the site, maybe 1 o'clock, whatever. You're 1,500, whatever, in the queue. That's crazy enough. By the time you get there, all the tickets are gone. And you're like, if I'm 1,500 and the capacity is like, I don't know, let's say 8,000, how have I got there and there's no tickets? Doesn't make sense. So you see all these things like a botting as well. I think people don't talk about botting enough, because that's what I think's happened, where now genuine people that maybe do want to go buy tickets, go to an event and see what it's saying, they can't do that, because you go on there and this is for big events, really big events that have big websites and stuff, and massive, like thousands of people trying to go to a festival or whatever. I see this a lot now, where you can't get tickets, and if you do now, it's so super expensive. You have the scalpers, I think they used to call them, the people that would use these bots to buy lots of tickets and then now resell them and say. So this is where we always see the thing with Wireless sometimes, or other festivals, where tickets will come out, tickets go like that, like literally gold dust, straight away sold out. Ain't had a chance to buy it, super expensive. And then closer to the time, let's say a week, 2 weeks to the event now, you're seeing people trying to sell tickets on, I've got 15 tickets for Wireless, DM me. I've got 20 tickets for Wireless, I've got 5, I'm trying to sell my ticket, DM me. And you're like, how have you got 15 tickets to sell? Like, did you buy for 15 people and all 15 people said no? Like, then you start to kind of, in some cases, put the pieces together and realize, okay, you tried to do it, you tried to flog it at a certain price, didn't work, and then now you're trying to get rid of it to at least break even. And this is, I think, a big thing that people don't talk about with ticketed events, like big ones, that there's stuff like that genuinely goes on. Because I used to go to concerts, and buy tickets a lot. I can't really do that now. Even when I did the last time, I think, and it was for a comedy show I went to, even the price was way higher than, I was like, wow, this is a big amount of money. And then it was like, even trying to get it, it was like, you have to literally fight against time. It's like, literally, if you see a ticket, you just have to get it, make your decision quickly and be on your way. So I think that's a big reason as well. And I think there definitely needs to be something about that, because like, even look at like the PS5. I remember when the PS5 came out, I think I only got a PS5 this year, and it came out how many years ago? And I remember when it came out, same thing was happening. You had botters, scalpers, whatever you want to call them. People it would come up for sale. within how many minutes, gone. And it's like they're all gone. We had thousands, they're all gone. And a lot of people didn't have it. And then you had all these resellers coming out. So it would come out the same day, all gone, and they'll say, okay, I've got this for like 400 markup price on the recommended retail price. And you had people making money from that. There was some people on social media, making claims, yeah, I've made this much money from, scalping, whatever. And it, even to the point now that a lot of people just kind of gave up. They didn't even get the PS5. And then I think there was something that came out where they were like even trying to say how they're behind and how they want to get people to migrate over. And it was kind of like, because a lot of people kind of didn't get it at the time and they had to go so long without getting it, some people just the demand just kind of went, because it was like, I can't get it. Every time I get it, the prices are ridiculous. So yeah, I think that's a big problem, a big one. And I think a lot of people never talk about it. Everyone kind of thinks it's either they don't know about it or they don't talk about it, or because, if you're doing an event and you sell, no matter whoever you sell to, as long as you make your money, you don't really care. But I think that's a big issue, because that definitely reduces the barrier. It increases the barrier for getting into events, for getting genuine tickets. So not that people should rock up without tickets, but I think that's a big issue in this day and age, because it's what's really making it harder to get tickets. So yeah, and then I think lack of security as well at some events. And I think people don't realize like how hard it is for event planners as well. Because, let's say by law, let's say they say for every, 100 people, you have to have an extra security guard or whatever. And maybe the law, whatever the security measures of the law is, you follow that. You do an event, you follow the law. The law says you should have this many security guards, offence here, whatever. You do your job. You've done what's legally required of you as an event planner, organizer, festival planner, whatever you want to call it. You do your job. People now decide to do a craziness, and now it's mash up on your brand. So your brand now is now mash up. So yeah, it's not fair. And I think people, yes, when I say lack of security, I mean you can never have enough security. So you would have to have way more, because people are acting in a way like, when you're doing security, you're not thinking people are going to come and intentionally stampede and try and rush the fence. And even so, you won't think it's going to be thousands of people doing it. So it's an unfair situation, because, a reasonable person would just say, I ain't got a ticket, I'm going home. But when you've got enough people together that come to an event that have FOMO, sometimes, unless you've over prepared, you've got contingencies on contingencies, you've got super strong fencing and stuff like that, it's not, the security measures won't be able to keep up, because you've got thousands of people. There's no way thousands of people, like, with the Astro World thing as well, the concert, when that happened, the medical personnel couldn't even get through to, the people that needed help, because the sheer amount of people, you just couldn't, no matter how many people you had, you couldn't move through that amount of people. And this is a sad situation. And I think, yeah, something needs to be looked at that part as well. But in reality, it's the people turning up. People should just turn up and be reasonable. If you can't get in, you can't get in. Go home. It's not the end of the world. It's not the last rave there will ever be. So, yeah. And I think, yeah, with security measures, I don't know if it needs to be reviewed. But realistically speaking, how can you? Because if people are going to start doing the whole animalistic, let's be a stampede and whatever, you can prepare better than certain situations, but if enough people turn up, it's going to be an issue. Unless you're going to have like super reinforced exits and entrances and stuff like that.